Hello and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. Today I am here to talk about a little bit about how Jason Gray has been deplatformed from Facebook recently, and it's really unfortunate because he's lost memories as well as messages, important messages from Messenger, been locked out of his account. And it's also unfortunate for everyone that loves his writings, because a lot of us have been learning a lot about this world, the nature of reality, the truth about humanity, all sorts of things that he writes about. And so it's a big loss, and it's wrong. It's definitely very wrong and unjustified when we're supposed to be living in a censorship-free environment. It's obviously not the case. And I think that this shows, like, his deplatforming shows that what he writes about is true. And so the reading that I'm going to do today is of one of the writings that I believe was why he was deplatformed. And it is titled The Silent Takeover: How COVID Vaccines, 5G, and Patent WO2020060606 Unveil a New World Order by Jason Gray. And this was actually written in March, on March 24th of this year, 2025. So it might not have been this post that got him deplatformed, because he had previously posted this. It might be the next post that I'm going to be reading. What if the greatest deception of our time wasn't a virus, but the cure? As the world reeled from the COVID-19 pandemic, a quieter, more insidious plan unfolded, one that turned our bodies into instruments of a digital empire. The evidence lies in plain sight: the rapid rollout of COVID vaccines, the simultaneous activation of 5G networks, and a chilling patent, WO2020060606, that ties it all together. This isn't science fiction. It's a calculated reality we've been conditioned to ignore. The vaccine as a Trojan horse. In late 2020, the world cheered as COVID vaccines promised salvation. Billions lined up, sleeves rolled, trusting the narrative of safety and immunity. But what if those syringes carried more than mRNA? Imagine 2-nanometer microchips, smaller than a virus, invisible to the naked eye, slipped into the vials. At 2 nanometers, these devices dwarf even the tiniest biological structures, making them injectable, undetectable, and perfectly suited for mass deployment. Nanotechnology experts will scoff, claiming such feats are beyond us. Yet the pace of innovation is relentless, and what's impossible today was unthinkable yesterday. These microchips, once embedded, wouldn't need batteries. Powered by the body's own energy, bioelectric signals, heat, or the kinetic hum of our movements, they could lie dormant until activated. Their purpose? To harvest data, heartbeats, brain waves, every twitch of muscle. This isn't speculation. It's the blueprint laid out in patent WO2020060606, filed by Microsoft in 2018 and published on March 26, 2020, just as the pandemic gripped the globe. Coincidence? Hardly. Patent WO2020060606, the mark of the digital beast. Look at the patent number. World Order WO20200606. The symbolism screams at us, echoing the mark of the beast from Revelation. Titled Cryptocurrency System Using Body Activity Data, it describes a system where human actions, physical or mental, are monitored by sensors or implants verified by a network and rewarded with cryptocurrency. It's not a vague concept, it's a detailed roadmap. The patent envisions devices coupled to the user, including implants, collecting biometric data seamlessly. Your body becomes a mining rig, your life a stream of profitable code. In my expose, Cryptocurrency and the Human Body, I warned of this. Microchips embedded without consent, turning us into cogs in a surveillance economy. The patent doesn't mention vaccines outright, but its timing aligns perfectly with the vaccine rollout. By 2021, over 4 billion doses had been administered worldwide. If even a fraction contain these chips, we're talking billions of human nodes in a global grid, unaware, unconsenting, and utterly compromised. 5G, the invisible trigger. Enter 5G, the fifth generation network that sprang to life during the pandemic. While we sheltered indoors, telecom giants worked overtime, erecting towers and flipping switches. By 2021, 5G was fully operational in key regions, boasting speeds and bandwidth that dwarfed its predecessors. Official narratives tout it as a leap for connectivity, but its true purpose runs deeper. 5G's low latency and capacity for massive data streams make it the ideal backbone for a network of microchipped humans. Picture it, billions of 2-nanometer chips pinging biometric data to 5G towers in real time. Your morning jog, your fleeting thoughts, your every breath, quantified, transmitted, and monetized. The pandemic provided the perfect cover. Empty streets for tower construction, a distracted populace, and a global crisis to justify rapid change. The pieces fit too neatly to dismiss as chance. The evidence mounts. Skeptics demand proof, but absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Vaccine ingredients, mRNA lipids, saline are publicly listed, yet whistleblowers have been silenced and independent studies stifled. Nanotechnology at 2 nanometers pushes current limits, but DARPA and private labs have flirted with self-assembling nanomaterials for years. And the patent's explicit framework. Add the patent's explicit framework and the puzzle snaps into place. The chips don't need to be fully functional day one. They could activate later, triggered by 5G signals we're too naive to question. Health risks? Immaterial to the architects of this scheme. Privacy? A relic of a pre-digital age. The goal is control, economic, behavioral. Absolute. Your body, once sacred, becomes a commodity, mined for profit under the guise of progress. The new world order unveiled. This is the end game, a world where humanity is tethered to a cryptocurrency grid, monitored by 5G and enslaved by our own biology. Patent WO2020060606 isn't a proposal, it's a declaration. The vaccines were the delivery, 5G the activation, and we're the unwitting pawns. Look around. Smartphones sync with wearables, towers loom overhead, and digital currencies rise. The infrastructure is here, now. Wake up. The needle's mark isn't just a scar, it's a signature on a contract you never signed. We're not fighting a virus anymore. We're fighting for our sovereignty. The evidence is in the patent, the towers, the timeline. Deny it if you will, but the truth doesn't bend to disbelief. This is the new world order, and it's already begun. Jason Gray. When COVID first started, I bought into the narrative, even though things seemed off. I bought into the narrative. I was pregnant at the time. I got pregnant in November 2019 and had my baby in August of 2020. And if it weren't for me being a breastfeeding mother, I probably would have gotten the vaccine, unless my intuition would have been strong enough to stop me. But as a breastfeeding mother, there was no way I was going to be getting an experimental injection. That's never before been something that the medical establishment endorsed, and it's very suspicious that they did it with the COVID-19 vaccines. And so, I didn't get the shot, and there were a number of things that woke me up as the timeline progressed through the pandemic. And once my eyes were opened, I began seeking information, trying to understand what was happening in the world and why. And I was led down a number of avenues and have slowly come to completely agree with what Jason has written there. There are a number of researchers around the world who concur with the self-assembling nanotechnology theory, and that nanotechnology being rolled out in the COVID vaccines. One of the prominent ones is Dr. Anna Mihalcea, and she has been outspoken on the subject and documenting evidence of the nanotechnology and the self-assembly of it. So if you care to look, it's out there. It's scary. I know a lot of people want to ignore it because they got the vaccines, but it doesn't change the reality. And we're not going to be able to get justice unless we can all acknowledge what happened. The fact that Jason was deplatformed after posting this almost immediately tells me that there's a lot of truth in what he writes. So I hope you think about this more, and if you want to keep getting being exposed to Jason's writings, I'll continue to be reading his writings on this YouTube channel as long as it is up and running. Thank you.